It's so interesting. It's one of the oldest African American theaters, I think, in the country, and I had no idea it was there. My husband did because I think in the early '70s, he had an artist's loft that he shared right across the street from the theater, so he actually knew the founding members of this theater company, and he would see shows there, and I went to see, uh and I'd passed it before in my early LA days, and I'm thinking, "Oh, I didn't know there was a theater there." But then I saw a production of Raisin in the Sun that, was there a number of years ago, and I thought it was just incredible, and then I saw the production of Five Guys Named Moe, and it was just such an incredible experience because I'd seen that show before, and it can be very surface and, playing for the performative aspects of it, which are acceptable, but there was a depth of investigation of the humanity of people that was just astonishing to me. And it made me, and Ren and I actually had worked together over 30 years ago. We did a reading of a play together, and that was the first time we met and the last time that we had the opportunity to work together until Lady Day came around, and, he offered me the role, and so, thus began our collaborative romance. I think it's important to have diverse voices in theater because that is our world. That's the reality of the world that we are living in. Simple, maybe simple enough, and it's not only the people on stage, but I think it's really important for theaters to make a commitment to reach out to the communities that they're speaking through. I can't tell you how many times I've worked in regional theaters all across this country where you walk outside the theater and people don't even know there's a theater next door to them. So who are your neighbors? I think of course your subscriber base is your bread and butter, but how are you expanding your audiences? How are you including that diversity in your audiences on your board of directors? If it's just about dollars and cents, well, value, what other things might be of value rather than, you know, I don't think it's crass or crude, rather than the checkbook, that can really keep you connected with what's happening in the world around you. Because I think, in the best sense of the word, theater is supposed to be in service to its community, and also educating communities, bringing in younger people to give them an appreciation of human to human interaction. So much is being done through our devices, but I think it's really important to continue to nourish that one-on-one and that collective experience. And it's also a way of learning about the world around them in a real practical way. So I think it's important that different voices are included, but it's also incumbent, I think, upon us to really take a deeper look at the communities around us and engage and involve them and move beyond our kind of myopic views of what we think theater is supposed to look like. Well, if you're a playwright, artist, anyone who cares about theater, who loves theater, who's passionate about this form, or maybe you don't know anything about it, go to the Ebony Repertory Theater. It's a beautiful venue. It's kind of a jewel right in the middle of Los Angeles on Washington Boulevard, just east of La Brea. Um, you'll have a beautiful theater experience, as soon as you come through the lobby. It's beautifully maintained acoustically. It's an incredible place to listen to music. They often have also a lot of live concerts and music there, and some of the best music you'll hear in town. So, as well as theatrical events. And Ren is also really, has a very particular aesthetic in terms of really um, advancing this history and culture of theater and music in our community. And it is such a worthy venue. And it really needs, actually, I'm amazed it doesn't have more attention. He said that, I don't know if it was he or, but I've noticed that the Times, hasn't been out in years to review any of the shows, even though their shows have moved to the places like the Pasadena Playhouse, have toured regionally. And I think that's really kind of curious. And, it just is beginning to give you an indication of the politics around certain types of theaters and who has cachet in this town, which I think it's incumbent of us to show up. And not only for the Ebony Rep, but other theaters that are local to you. Now is really a time to support theaters that inspire you, that move you, that help you through those tough times. So it's a great pleasure to work there. I love going to that space and working there. It's really just a beautiful theater, and I always come away with a wonderful theatrical experience of everything that I've witnessed there as well. And especially coming through a pandemic, yeah, it's we've got to remember these people, these experiences that we've taken for granted. For our anniversary or for a date, or I hear about the show and such is in town, and this is a play that I love or I've always wanted to see, and then but it's not there anymore. I mean, that would be a travesty for places like this to go away. These wonderful historical, I mean, it's wonderful to be able to gather around and share these stories with each other, because they help us through our stuff. They help us to figure things out. They reveal to us who they are. They reveal to us who we are, I should say. It's we have these rituals of church and synagogue and all of these places that temple, where we come together to commune as people. I think that's just a real human need. We need that type of communion with each other.